Let's unearth 15 rock songs from 1972 that cracked the rules open, rewired the sound, and built the next decade from distortion and danger. These weren't just chart hits, they were seismic shifts hiding in plain sight. And the final track? It launched a glitter-drenched alien from Mars and changed rock forever. 15. Blue Oyster Cult. Cities on flame with rock and roll. It was heavy, hypnotic, and built to melt paint off basement walls. Cities on Flame with Rock and Roll took the power trio format and cranked it up with doomy riffs and sci-fi mystique. Though it didn't chart high, it set the blueprint for future metal, inspiring everyone from Metallica to Ghost. This was Blue Oyster Cult's anthem of intent. The fire's coming, and it's not going out. Next, the Godfathers of Doom, tripping into darkness with snowblind eyes. 14. Black Sabbath, Snowblind. Cocaine's grip was real and Sabbath didn't hide from it. Snowblind was eerie, groovy, and unsettling, a mid-tempo confession drenched in fuzz and icy fear. Though the band denied it was glorification, the raw emotion and brutally slow riffing hit harder than anything on the radio. Censors hated it. Fans lived in it. This track cemented Sabbath's image as something more than rock. They were building the language of metal. And coming up, a jazz-drenched epic that didn't just challenge prog rock, it became its own novel. 13. Jethro Tull, Thick as a Brick. This wasn't a song. It was a 45-minute satire with a flute. Thick as a Brick mocked the self-seriousness of concept albums by becoming the most brilliant one ever made. Ian Anderson and crew wove multiple themes, time changes, and lyrical puzzles into something that confused and amazed in equal measure. It hit #1 in the US and proved that rock fans were ready for complexity, commentary, and absurdity. And after all that bricklaying, the next band walked in with eyeliner, glitter, and a chorus that screamed for love. 12. Alice Cooper, School's Out. This wasn't just a song. It was an explosion. School's Out captured teenage rebellion in one riff, one scream, one perfectly timed firework. Released at the end of the school year, it tore through the charts like a cherry bomb in a locker. Alice Cooper's theatrical blend of horror, glam, and sneering charisma turned him into rock's first true shock jock. And the song? It became every kid's last day anthem. Forever. Next, a cult band whose vulnerability and melancholy redefined indie before it had a name. 11. Big Star, 13. Quiet, honest, absolutely devastating. 13 wasn't a hit. It didn't chart. It didn't need to. Big Star's hushed ballad about adolescence and heartbreak was a whisper that echoed louder than screams, and decades later became sacred text in the alt-rock universe. Covered by everyone from Elliott Smith to Garbage, 13 is proof that impact isn't about numbers, it's about connection. Big Star never found commercial success, but they found immortality. And next, a debut single that slipped between genres and built a whole new sound. 10. Steely Dan, Do It Again. This wasn't rock, it wasn't jazz, it wasn't Latin, it was all of it. And something else entirely. Do It Again introduced the world to Steely Dan's sly lyrics, slippery rhythms, and the start of a career defined by complex perfectionism. The track's electric sitar riff and anti-hero narrative were unlike anything on the charts. It hit number 6 on Billboard, and suddenly, rock got a lot smarter. Next up, the quiet genius of a young man with a golden voice and a spacesuit full of dreams. 9. Neil Young, Heart of Gold.
I wanna live, I wanna give.
Sometimes a whisper is louder than a roar. Heart of Gold was Neil Young at his most stripped down, just harmonica, acoustic strum, and that weathered voice searching for something pure. It became his only number 1 hit and an unexpected folk rock anthem in a world obsessed with volume. Dylan said it sounded too much like him. Fans said it sounded like truth. And in 1972, it cut through the noise like sunlight through smoke.
I crossed the ocean for a heart.
Up next, a rocket-fueled ballad that launched one man into stardom and starlight. 8. Elton John, Rocket Man.
As a kite by then.
This wasn't just a hit, it was a liftoff. With Rocket Man, Elton John fused melancholy and myth, turning loneliness into a cosmic journey. Bernie Taupin's lyrics painted isolation in outer space. Elton's voice made it feel like your own bedroom. The song hit number 6 in the US and became a permanent entry in the pop culture galaxy. It redefined what a ballad could be. Poetic, psychedelic, human.
To raise them, if you did.
And the next song, it didn't just challenge gender, glam, or genre. It created an entire universe around a single starman. 7. David Bowie, Starman.
Let the children use it. Let the children use it.
The alien had landed, and he was wearing platform boots. Starman was Bowie's breakout US single, beaming glam, vulnerability, and androgynous electricity into living rooms across the world. His Top of the Pops performance made jaws drop. The song itself, a message of hope disguised in interstellar storytelling. This was more than music. It was a myth being born in real time. And once Ziggy touched down, rock was never the same. Coming up next, Southern grit, street sermons, and a road trip into rebellion. 6. The Rolling Stones, Tumbling Dice. This was swagger, sweat, and sin, all rolled into a groove. Tumbling Dice came off the Stones' chaotic exile on Main Street. Logically, a record recorded in a French basement soaked in whiskey and reverb. The track was loose, bluesy, and completely alive, mixed vocals blurred with gospel backups over Keith's swampy riffs. It wasn't their biggest hit, but it became a fan favorite and critical darling. Proof that by 1972, the Stones didn't chase charts. They built their own temples. Next up, a protest song disguised as a revolution cry, and reggae's call to action. Bob Marley and the Whalers. Get up, stand up. This wasn't a song, it was a sermon. Get up, stand up, planted its feet firmly in the soil of rebellion. Written by Bob Marley and Peter Tosh, it demanded more than listening. It demanded resistance. It wasn't yet a global hit, but its message spread fast, fueling Marley's transformation into a revolutionary icon. 1972 marked the beginning of reggae as global consciousness. And this was its rallying cry. Next, A speed freak anthem that fused classical runs with full throttle aggression and made rock feel like a race car. Deep Purple, Highway Star. This was machine-driven mayhem with soul. Highway Star wasn't just fast. It was symphonic metal before the term existed. Ritchie Blackmore's guitar solo was Bach on amphetamines. John Lord's organ solo, pure Baroque madness. Live, this song levitated arenas. It opened Deep Purple's Machine Head album and became a high-octane blueprint for everything from Van Halen to power metal. No love song, no politics, just horsepower. Up next, a band who painted the future in gloss, synths, and velvet distortion. 3. Roxy Music, Virginia Plain.
Try to make the big time.
Art school met outer space, and glam was never the same. Virginia Plain introduced Roxy Music with all their glam rock chaos. Brian Ferry crooning like a haunted lounge singer. Brian Eno conjuring synth ghosts in the background. It wasn't about meaning. It was about aesthetic impact. They didn't chart in the US, but in the UK, this track was a cultural detonation. Every weird, wild, stylish band that followed owes a debt to this. It made rock fashion forward and totally fearless. Next, a prog rock labyrinth with a bass line that refused to stay in its lane. Number 2, Yes, Roundabout. This wasn't a song. It was a maze made of melody. Roundabout was peak prog, shifting time signatures, lightning-fast fingerwork, and John Anderson's vocals soaring like stained glass. The intro, that iconic, slightly sinister bass guitar figure, became the soundtrack of YouTube memes decades later, but in 1972 it was pure musical ambition. Yes wasn't trying to make radio hits, they were building cathedrals in sound, and Roundabout was the stained glass window at the front. Next, a glam rock god stomps his way to the stars with a silver guitar and a mission from Mars. 1. T-Rex, Metal Guru. He didn't just sing, he preached in platform boots. Metal Guru was Mark Bolan at full glam power, all shimmering guitars, choir boy vocals, and cosmic swagger. The song hit number 1 in the UK and crowned T-Rex as the glam gods of the moment. Though it never broke huge in the US, the ripple effect was massive. No Bowie, no Suede, no glam revival without Bolan's glitter trail. And the mystery? It stayed with us. Bolan never explained who Metal Guru really was, but we've been chasing him ever since. 1972 wasn't just a year, it was a turning point, when rock broke its own rules and wrote new ones in lipstick, distortion, and political fire. From Bowie's Starman transmissions to Marley's battle hymns, these songs didn't just play, they redirected the current. Which one still echoes in your head? Drop your favorite below, and tell us what moment shifted something inside you. And if this list opened a door, smash that end screen to dive into 1973 rock songs that changed music history forever, where rebellion got louder, weirder, and personal. Because once you've seen behind the curtain, you can't go back to just listening.